today, on October 17th. Mr. DiLiberto, if you're situated, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Hammonds, Commissioner Knott,
Here.
Commissioner Scales.
Good morning.
Commissioner Tyson, Commissioner Stevens.
Here, thank you very much. The purpose of the meeting is to reconvene a call to order for a specific instance. It is for unanimous consent and consideration. It would be money from our commission support to help Crime Stoppers administer a reward for the safe return of cutlery. I think that it's appropriate that we begin with the word of prayer and for the safe return of this little girl. And Chris Willis, would you lead the prayer, please?
Dear Lord, we just come before you now and thank you for this day you've given us. We just ask that you be with the first responders and the family as they search for Camille, and pray that you return her safely to her family. We ask that you be with the commissioners as they up the reward for the return and information leading to an arrest in this case, and other donors in the community, that there might be an outpouring of support to try to get some information that will help bring her to a safe resolution. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Commissioners, we have two items for bids for unanimous consent. The first is the $8,000, $1,600 from each commission district to apply to the reward the safe return. Number two is a travel item that has been brought to our attention that is time sensitive. So the chair will entertain a motion now for unanimous consent to consider two items that we did.
Move the item.
Second.
Items have been moved and seconded. Ms. DiLiberto, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Knott,
Aye.
Commissioner Scales.
Yes.
Commissioner Tyson.
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens.
Yes, thank you very much. Let's begin first with the travel item, if that's all right. We have a resolution now, therefore be it resolved by the Jefferson County Commission that the Commission hereby authorizes the travel of Monique Greer in accordance with the Jefferson County travel policy to New York the week of October 21st on behalf of the county. I guess we need to add that once it has been administered and gone through the process. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Commissioners will entertain the travel motion first.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded.
I do have a question. What is this for?
It is a last minute request from the mayor's office. It is the Building Credible Messenger Programs. It's a grant that has been awarded to the city, and also our juvenile residents will benefit from it. And this is a delegation that is going to New York to go through some classroom training and some lab exercises related to that grant.
Commissioner Knott,
Aye.
Commissioner Scales.
Yes.
Commissioner Tyson.
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens.
Yes, thank you very much. That passed. Now we have a resolution authorizing the execution of a community grant program agreement with Crime Stoppers to assist in their mission of providing rewards for the apprehension and prosecution of criminals. The grant is $8,000, $6,000 from each commission district. Chair will entertain a motion.
Move the item. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Ms. DiLiberto.
Commissioner Knott,
Aye.
Commissioner Scales.
Yes.
Commissioner Tyson.
Aye.
Commissioner Stevens.
Yes, thank you very much. Is there any other business?
I do have a question. Mr. Tellis, We were supposed to be getting a document from Cooper Green.
Yeah, I haven't received it yet, so hopefully we'll get it today.
Mr. Lawson, do you have anything?
No, sir.
Any updates or anything going on?
Yes, I want to say that next week is the ICMA conference in Nashville, Tennessee, and many of us will be going. Myself, John Henry, Walter Jackson, Helen Hayes, and Justin Smith, and Shree will be going to the conference. It starts this weekend and ends Wednesday afternoon. Cal will be here for the commission meeting on Tuesday, but the rest of us, we're going to be in Nashville at that time.
So next week it'll be Commissioner Tyson, Scales, and myself for the committee meeting.
That's correct.
And we will be back Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night but we should all be back by Thursday.
Oh, Joe preempted me on that. I haven't had a chance. I tried to call you yesterday, and
I'm gonna miss you, I will.
yeah, you gonna miss me on it. I know you will.
There you go.
Last year we went to the Southeast U.S. Japan conference about bringing more Japanese manufacturers to the county, and this is a continuation of that. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. They built it very highly on relationships, but it's a conference. It's going to be Sunday through Wednesday. We'll be back Wednesday afternoon.
So where you going?
Savannah, Georgia.
Was that the ICS, is that the International Conference of Shopping Centers?
No.
What, okay. Tell me what it is again.
Southeast U.S. Japan.
Okay, Southeast US, excuse me.
It deals strictly with the Japanese manufacturers.
Is that an economic development
It is.
meeting? Oh, okay. Would have been nice for the vice chair to know from that guy. Thank you.
Well, if this was for continuity, it was last year, Commissioner Carrington was the chair when he went the previous 2 years, and we didn't have anyone that could carry that legacy on, and this is probably will be my last time, because it will be Commissioner Hamilton, Economic Development, that will do that, and you would be certainly more than welcome to go and to visit with him. I'm just making the introductions from people, because people that I learned and got to know last year.
They have that in this side of the ocean one year, and then somewhere else, the other side.
It goes back and forth. It was next year. It will be in Japan,
Okay.
and which is a hard trip, let me tell you. And this year it's in Savannah, Georgia, which is not nearly as bad. But with that being said, I have given to each commissioner a DJCC update report that has the time frame, timeline,
Mr.
that, hold on just one second, that we will try to adhere to. I believe that there's a good plan in place to get this done. We're talking about going to bids next month with it. And once that happens, it will go, that will move very quickly. Also, the House of Representatives reappointed J.J. Johnson to the Civic Center Board. And she is there to, well, the letter did not say how long she's appointed for, but she was just appointed on the 15th of October.
She's been there since I was in elementary school.
Yes. So, anyway, she's reappointed and the board is filled. Commissioner Scales, you want to say
Just
something?
to
Yes.
follow up on this, says construction completion anticipated on or before October 22nd, 21.
Do we get an appointment to sit at 4?
Me,
I'm talking, you sit on there because you're the president.
that's all you get.
So, Mr. President, I do want to, for the record, being that we have our clerk here today, I'd like, and I do appreciate the information that you provide. What I want to respectfully ask, if the commission will allow, is that we receive a quarterly report, meaning every 3 months, from the BJCC with regard to the activities that are there. I do have some concerns as it relates to minority participation, and I've received several calls to that effect. And though I see what we have here on paper, I think it would be judicious, in my opinion, for us to request of BJCC officials, meaning Tad Snyder specifically, that we start receiving a quarterly report in terms of what is being done with the funds that have been allocated, and so that we're not just getting something in writing, but in addition to what has been provided in writing, we will know what is going on, and when these bids go out, how are they properly published, and so forth. I think it would behoove us to have a full accountability of what's going on with the project, and this is in no way in opposition to the project, as much as I think that it is our fiduciary responsibility to know what's going on with it. So I wanted to say that for the record. And Mr. Attorney, is that an action that requires any kind of vote or what? I just want to make sure that that's adhered to. I certainly appreciate the president's seat on this board. However, since I've been here up until I started making some official complaints about what's happening with this stadium, that we start getting a report. And so I'm not interested in anything that's a temporary suffice. I'm more interested in making sure that we have something on the record that we can anticipate if we discuss it, and we did in October, then 3 months from October would be January. And that we're on some kind of quarterly schedule so that we're getting an official report that everyone hears and knows.
If that is a motion to request that the body send a letter to that body requesting that, then there would have to be a motion and a vote for the body to send a letter on behalf of the body to request that information. So you would do that in the form of a motion.
Okay, so, Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion at this time.
Well, I don't know.
Well, you can't do it in new bid.
Okay.
It would have to be new business.
Okay, but that's fine, Mr. President. I'm gonna bring it up Tuesday, and we'll take it up on Thursday. You'll be back,
That'd be great.
okay? I mean, it's not gonna stop me from asking.
Well, we can bring it up now, we just have to bring it up for the business.
Okay, well, then
Is
can,
that right, Theo?
Correct.
okay,
Since we
so
got
then,
this update, I mean, that kind of brought it out.
I also requested with they have a person that worked with government affairs, a young lady, I cannot remember her name. And I requested that she give us an update on the minority participation. Tomorrow I will actually be on a call with her, and then she will book a time to come out and talk to everyone. Because I've received a lot of calls, and it actually is in my district and community development around it. I've been getting a lot of calls from the citizens that actually in Druid Hill that stay around the Civic Center. That's part of my district, and I've got a lot of calls about that also.
About what?
The community development around the BJCC. You know, it's houses back there.
Right,
We want to know exactly what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Will they still be able to live there? Will they lose their home? You know, they don't know nothing. Nothing. You have churches. You got Greater Birmingham Ministry there that serve the community. You have one church that's really brand new that's there. They don't know whether they're going to be. So we're getting calls like that I think that the citizens need answers to.
so can we go ahead and move for unanimous consent that we bring this item before us with regard to a resolution or a letter being officially sent from the commission as a body requesting a quarterly report as relates to the BJCC Stadium and its accountability.
Have a motion?
Yes.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Ms. Deela Burke, please call the roll.
Commissioner Knight,
Aye.
Commissioner Scales.
Yes.
Commissioner Tyson.
Aye.
Commissioner Stevens.
All right. Thank you. See, I passed over.
All right, so do we need to move
You
the
need-
item
they
at
need-
this time? since we
correct.
got it?
We just got to do business now that we can open it up.
Right. I got you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, fine. I got it.
I'm okay about a minute first.
Okay, well, I'll call him Mr. President.
We have a,
So I'd like to put a motion on the floor, Mr. President, that, that the commission, Jefferson County Commission, formally and officially request a quarterly report from Mr. Snyder and all BJCC officials as relates to the stadium update and any items that pertains to the funding provided from the Jefferson County Commission. And I so move at this time.
Second.
All right, well, let me just kind of clear this down a little bit. What is it that we want from them?
What I'm
I mean,
asking,
You're building a stadium, and that's kind of a broad spectrum.
no, that's the reason why I say in all items pertaining to the stadium.
Yeah, but I think that's a little bit too,
Vague.
yeah.
Okay, so
Because, I mean, that includes like what, how many holes we gotta dig over here? I mean, what do we want? Just a broad spectrum?
yeah, I don't want to limit them to anything specifically, in specific, in case there's an issue that comes up and it may not have been entailed in our motion. So if we leave it broad enough, then that means that like the flooding that they had, and if there's an infrastructure problem, or if there's a MDE participation problem, it leaves it open enough where we can be able to, at that time, ask whatever questions that we have. So if they're giving us a complete and comprehensive update, then that should include everything as it relates to BJCC.
and again, I believe that I furnished everyone with all the information that we received in our packet on the BJCC. I don't know that we have the responsibility to tell the BJCC how to expend their dollars. I'm very much aware of Senator Roger Smithman came and spoke to us
So we have a
yesterday.
motion on the floor, Mr. President?
Yeah, we'll discuss.
And we're discussing,
Okay.
I think that we need to be careful because we are partners in this. And we're not adversaries. To be able to read this and to be able to glean what's in there, I think you would be more than satisfied that you've received full disclosure. And if this will continue, and I have been assured that it will, I believe that it will satisfy what we have and what we need. So,
Mr. President?
I will,
Let me ask, is this satisfactory?
No.
Okay.
well, if that's not satisfactory, I can't vote for what you've asked for.
That's fine. You always tell me to vote my conscience, and I'll do the same as I always do. Mr. President, let me say this. You sit on the BJCC board, and let me be very articulate in saying, to hold any entity accountable for tax dollars that are spent by this Jefferson County Commission is no different than what we're asking for of this healthcare authority, no different than when we have community grants. Those grants are then audited. I don't have an understanding in terms of we see that as adversarial as much as it is about transparency and accountability. We want to know what is going on. And unfortunately, if the communication is not being distributed, one person of this commission, which we know takes a body in order to vote for any funding to go to any project, I think is unfortunate. We all have questions, and obviously, up until just maybe 6 or 7 weeks ago, they were not answered. And for anyone who would come before us and ask for any money, Commissioner Tyson and myself have to find out about a press box being on the 30-yard line, and no one here told us about it. So, no disrespect, Mr. President, but I just want us as a body to have the spirit that all of us need to share information. And if that information is only shared in paper and we don't have any kind of presentations, I think that that's something that we don't want to do. We just took an action right now that's having to deal with Crime Stoppers. I'm sure at some point this body is going to want to know, well, how effective are we being with Crime Stoppers, and what are we doing about that? Every dollar needs to be accounted for. And it's no more than right, Mr. President.
Now, you said that the city of Birmingham gets a quarterly
Absolutely.
report.
Quarterly report.
So can we modify this to say whatever Birmingham gets, we get? Is that
No, because I think that Birmingham may be moving in a different posture than this body.
Was that?
Well, just let me stay broad enough with that, and we can talk off the dais. But obviously, if Commissioner Tyson and I are getting information that there is a lack of participation with women-owned and African-American-owned businesses, then we asked for that when I was a counselor. Commissioner Tyson asked for that when she was a counselor.
Give us a report and that's it. It'll just be over with. All we need is a minority participation report. And the report that she asked for, it shouldn't be a long hour meeting or nothing like that. We should get that report and that's the end of that. It's just, I don't see the big deal about getting a report. I don't think that they would mind giving a report.
Oh, no, they won't mind that at all.
And
But they
leave it
need to
alone.
know the
But the more you-
parameters of the report.
Right,
Yeah, that's what
but
I'm trying to
just
do.
a report on the building, the process of the building of the
And minority
BJCC.
participation.
And
So
Sure.
then let me articulate.
This is pretty good, I mean, for me.
Well, but pretty
I
good when
understand-
you, well,
But I
hold on.
understand you want some more on the minority.
Right, and not
participation.
just
That's
that,
fine.
you know, in all fairness, if you just got these documents since we've been sitting here, okay? And that's not a formal presentation. I'm sure that they made a formal presentation to ask and to request the money. So why could they not, as a follow-up, come to this body and make a full presentation, just like Mr. Snyder provided before?
Yeah.
And then we don't have to have anyone to call us from the design review committee and say, hey, did you know this was happening or that was happening? We would know. So all I'm saying is that if we get too specific and we're talking about narrowing the scope of what they present, it may be to our disadvantage depending on what may be occurring at the time. So for example, if you're talking about any infrastructure changes, if you're talking about anything as relates to, we heard that additional funding may be being asked, I don't know of this body or what, but at the end of the day, any additional funding requests anticipated, minority business participation, women-owned business participation, and the list can go on. I'm just saying, why can we not just simply request a comprehensive update as it relates to all items that pertains to the BJCC or Protective Life Statement?
That's, all right, I think you spelled it out a little bit more clear that what you're looking for. I'm okay with that.
move the item.
Second?
All right, Ms. DiLiberto, would you repeat that, please?
The motion.
So we make sure that everyone's clear?
I think she wants a motion to request a letter from the BJCC or Tad Snyder specifically for quarterly reports on funding, minority participation, and anything as it relates to the BJCC Protective Life Statement.
As a comprehensive update, including infrastructure changes, funding, extra funding requests. the minority and the majority.
Matter of fact, you can make it simple, Mr. President. I am requesting, my motion is to request an official, I'm gonna take my time, Miller, for you. An official,
That's why I have a recorder.
there
an
you go,
official.
request of the BJCC officials, including but not limited to Tad Snyder, the director, regarding a presentation, a comprehensive presentation that includes all items pertaining to the Protective Life Stadium. And I so move if that is acceptable to the body.
So that's, you're amending your motion.
No, I'm clarifying it so that it doesn't get junky in the minutes.
She reworded it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Joe, you wrote that down, will you repeat that, make sure we're on?
No, I'm gonna rely on my expert,
And Mr.
recorder
President,
here.
Well, let her read it
Right
and we'll
word
make
for
sure.
word. I did not write word for word, I just put in the changes that she made. An official, comprehensive presentation from the BJCC officials, including Tad Snyder.
including but not limited to
Right.
Tad Snyder, the director.
Okay, are we ready?
And this is quarterly, right?
Yes. So it should be coming up in January.
A quarterly presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Does that have to be a presentation? or
Yes,
can it be
ma'am.
this?
No, presentation.
I can't vote for a presentation.
I'm sure you can, Mr. President, but I'm gonna say this body deserves to not just get a piece of paper and talking about this when you can have, it is not a hard ask. They're only 2 minutes away to come over here and to give us a comprehensive, a full report of what's going on with this project.
Okay, then we have a motion, we have a second?
Yes. Commissioner Knight,
No.
Commissioner Scale,
Yes.
Commissioner Tyson,
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens.
No. So there'll be no action taken at this meeting.
Okay.
Oh, there being no further business, this meeting is now adjourned.